The income is one of the biggest concerns of most pre-retirees. How much can you afford to spend? How much does your lifestyle cost? And are you going to run out of money before your retirement ends? Those are all top concerns of most people. So one of the most effective ways you can test drive your income is to test drive your budget. If you think that your lifestyle, your retirement lifestyle, is going to cost you $6,000 a month in retirement, test drive that for 12 months prior to you retire. Live on that $6,000 a month. How does that feel? Chances are you're making more than that, so that's okay. But live on $6,000 if that's what you think your lifestyle is going to cost, because if $6,000 doesn't work when you're working, most likely $6,000 is not going to work when every day is a weekend when you retire, because when you're working, most of the time when you're not working is where you spend most of your money. And in retirement, that's not going to be any different. So what that does is it helps eliminate the surprise, but it also helps your income plan be more accurate, which is only going to lead to more confidence when you actually do tell your employer you're not coming back to work on Monday.
How does this play out then? So let's say an individual comes to you at age 57 and you start planning for retirement. Maybe they're going to retire at 62, 63. Do you have them test drive their budget in that first year, or is that something you do a little bit closer to that actual retirement date?
They can do a little bit of both. If they're not going to retire for a few years, they can certainly test it out there just to see the reality of it. But also things do change. So inflation changes, their mindsets might change, health conditions might change. So certainly as you approach retirement, get closer to that time frame, do another test drive if you already have, or if you haven't, that's a great time to start that test drive just to make sure that things are as you saw it a couple years ago.
And then when you test drive the budget and then they come up with a number, or you help them, obviously work together and come up with a number, is that where you start the retirement income plan or the entire plan, or what do you do with that number once you have it?
Yeah, what we do, and sometimes we have to work backwards. So if you have an idea of what your budget's going to be, fantastic. We'll build the income plan off of that, and we'll come up with a couple conclusions. One, that works, which is great. Or two, it doesn't quite work. Let's make some changes, whether it's to the budget or to the plan, and see how close we can get to that number. But if it does work, then that's when you can take that, if it works from a financial standpoint, that's where you could take it back to your test drive, and then you can really see if it works for you in your lifestyle. And sometimes after people go through that process, they'll say, that $6,000 a month doesn't work. Actually, it's too much. I only need $4,000 a month. Or most commonly, they're going to say, we underestimated what our lifestyle was going to cost. We need to plan for $8,000 a month. And I can tell you that does make a big change to most people's retirement plans and the probability of not running out of money before they run out of time. However, it's nice to know that before you retire, so we can make adjustments to the plan with less surprise, and you can have a realistic idea of where that money is going to come from and is it feasible within your plan.